Hi all, welcome back to the channel Social Work Education. Today we are going to discuss the topic types of groups. All of us are simultaneously members of various types of groups. We are members of family, members of friendship groups, members of work organizations, and members of fan club or even a religious groups. So today we are going to discuss the various types of groups. First type is voluntary versus involuntary groups. We may join a political party or a particular association. So such groups we join through our own choice and effort are voluntary groups. In contrast, we are forced to join or are automatically incorporated as members of certain groups without choice. Example, we are automatically classified in groups as members based on sex, age, nationality, religion, and ethnicity. These latter groups in which we become members by birth or without any choice are involuntary groups. Second type of group is open versus closed groups. Open groups are those groups characterized by changing membership. Here, virtually anyone can become a member. As certain members leave, new members are admitted and the group continues. For instance, anyone can join the Hrithik Roshan fan club. On the other hand, there are some groups that maintain exclusively by restricting the membership and make it much more difficult to join. So, only a few qualify to become members in such clubs. Such groups with restrictive membership criteria are closed groups. For example, Royal Enfield motorcycle clubs, night clubs, etc. So, closed groups typically have some time limitation with the group meeting for a predetermined number of sessions. Generally, members are expected to remain in the group until it ends and new members are not added. The third type of groups are vertical versus horizontal groups. These are certain groups whose membership consists of individuals from all walks of life. For example, religious groups may have members from all classes. Such a group may be regarded as a vertical group. On the other hand, a horizontal group consists predominantly of members from one social class. The fourth type is primary versus secondary groups. Cooley described primary group as collectives of individuals. As in the case of playgroups, neighborhood or village, characterized by the intimate, sympathetic face-to-face association and cooperation. So, a primary group is a group in which members develop close, personal, intimate, and enduring relationships. For example, family, neighbors, work associates, etc. Here, the members know each other very well, are greatly influenced by one another, and feel closely related. Fifth type is natural versus formed groups. Natural groups consist of members coming together in a spontaneous manner on the basis of naturally occurring events, interpersonal attraction, or the mutually perceived needs of members. So, family, peer groups, and street gangs are examples of natural groups. On the other hand, formed groups are those groups constituted by any influence or intervention external to the group. Sixth type is formal versus informal groups. Formal groups are those groups that require someone to determine tasks that needs to be accomplished, which require some kind of organizational system made up of various job roles for which individuals are recruited. Here, tasks in which what matters and everything else, particularly the individuals and the roles they occupy, may be changed. Informal groups work the other way round. A group of individuals meet. If they form a group, then they will informally allocate roles depending on individual preference and or on talents. Seventh type is treatment versus task groups. Treatment groups signify groups whose major purpose is to meet the socio-emotional needs of the group members. Such groups often aim at meeting the members' need for support, education, therapy, growth, and socialization. Treatment groups include growth groups. For example, encounter group for couples, and also then we can see therapy groups are there, psychotherapy groups, and socialization groups like YMCA, halfway homes. And also the classic example for task groups in social work practice setting are medical teams, treatment conferences convened to monitor treatment, as well as staff development programs. Other types of groups included in this category are: first one is reference group. Individuals almost universally have a bond towards what are known as reference groups. These are groups to which individual conceptually relate him or herself, and for which he or she adopts goals and values as part of his or her self identity. The next type of group is peer group. A peer group is a group of approximately the same age, social status, and interest. Generally, people are relatively equal in terms of power when they interact with the peers. Next type is clique. An informal, tight-knit group, usually in a high school or college setting, that shares common interests, and there is an established yet shifting power structure in most cliques. Next type is club. A club is a group which usually requires one to apply to become a member. Such clubs may be dedicated to particular activities such as sporting clubs. Next type is household. All individuals who live in the same home. Then next is community. A community is a group of people with a commonality or sometimes a complex net of overlapping commonalities, often but not always in proximity with one another, with some degree of continuity over time. So they often have some organization and leaders. Next is franchise. This is an organization which runs several instances of business in many locations. Then gang. A gang is usually an urban group that gathers in a particular area. So it is a group of people that often hang around each other, and they can be like some clubs but much less formal. Mob. A mob is usually a group of people that has taken the law into their own hands, and mobs are usually a group which gather temporarily for a particular reason. Squad. This is usually a small group of around 3 to 8 people that would work as a team to accomplish their goals. Then we can see team. Similar to squad, though a team may contain many more members, a team works in a similar way to a squad. Then we can see learning groups, and informal learning groups are there. Then base groups are there. So base groups are selected groups of students who work together independently of specific class time or assignments. And also informal learning groups are ad hoc, transient, short-term groups that can be quickly formed and utilized in even a large lecture situation. Okay, so these are the basic types of groups. Thank you for listening. Thank you all.